Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how I cover my acne and my acne scars. This is going to be a very full coverage foundation routine. So if you don't like full coverage, this is not the video for you. But I've struggled with acne for the last 2-ish years, and I've had to change up my diet and really watch what I'm putting onto my face and making sure that I'm taking really good care of my skin. So if you'd like to see how I cover up this disaster, just keep watching. Hello my beauties, I know it's been so long, I'm so sorry, but I am back. So right now I'm going in with my Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator by NYX, and I'm going to be using my Morphe R3 brush to just kind of buff it into my skin all over the place. I did apply this on top of a primer, that way it'll stick a little bit better. So as soon as you're done applying it to your face, just make sure that you're waiting for it to be completely dry before you move on to the next step. So now I'm going in with my Mario Badescu facial spray, and I'm spraying my beauty blender all over, making sure that it stays damp while I'm doing my foundation. So now I'm going in with my Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation. This is the shade 110 Porcelain. I do have very fair skin, but it shows up a little bit yellow on camera, but it matches perfectly to my chest and my neck, so don't worry. So now I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Porcelain as well, and I just use this to conceal underneath my eyes, my forehead, around my nose where I get a lot of redness, and then also on my chin. Now once I have all of that in place, I blend it out with my damp beauty blender. That way there's no harsh edges and I'm not going to have any creasing. Now we're going to go in with the LA Girl setting powder in the shade Banana. This is an absolute staple in my makeup bag. I cannot live without this product. The way that I use this product is I tap a little bit into the lid, and then I go in with my Real Techniques setting brush, swirl it around a little bit, and then I pat underneath my eye. I never go in a swiping motion because I don't want to disturb that concealer underneath. Next, you want to make sure that you are setting any of the other concealer that you have on your face with this Pro Setting Powder. We want to keep it really, really bright in those sections because the center of your face should be the most highlighted. Now we're getting into setting the rest of our face. I'm going to be using the CoverGirl setting powder in the shade Translucent Fair. I do the same thing as I would with my concealer. I tap it into the lid a little bit, and then I use my really fluffy IT Cosmetics brush, and I just pat it all over my face. You don't want to be using that swiping motion because it's just going to disturb that foundation underneath, and we really want it to settle into our skin so it stays all day long. Okay, now we're moving on to contouring. So I'm using my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette, and I'm going to start off with the shade Medium Cocoa. It's kind of a cooler toned bronzer, so it creates a really good shadow. Make sure that when you are contouring, you do use a very light feathery hand, because if you don't, it can end up looking very muddy and not put together, and it'll be really hard to blend out. Now I'm picking up the dark cocoa shade in that same palette with my Morphe E41 brush. This is just a really fluffy brush, and it's easy to blend everything out. So I start by blending it out on my forehead and then bringing it down my temples and then blending out that bottom contour spot. So here I'm just taking a little bit of my RCMA powder, and I'm really carving out that contour. I wanted it really sharp for a very high glam look today. Okay, so now we're going in with our Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Pearlescent Pink. These are my all-time favorite blushes. They're so pigmented and they're so buttery and creamy. I absolutely love them, and they're only a couple of dollars at the drugstore. I'm going to be using my PK14 brush by Morphe, and I start at the apples of my cheeks and then I draw it backwards. That way most of my pigment is going to be on that apple, and then you're kind of ombreing it back towards your hairline. So now I'm going in with my new favorite highlighter. This is the Wet n Wild Golden Flower Crown, and I'm using my E61 Morphe brush. It's just a very fluffy highlighting brush. So I'm just placing my highlighter right above where we had placed that blush and just blending it out so there's not any harsh lines. Okay, so our last step today is to dust away all of that RCMA powder we had placed down to really carve out our contour. Okay, my beauties, this is the final look for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed my full coverage foundation routine. If you were wondering, I did film this eye look for you guys, and it'll be up here soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.